What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Hot Takes Podcast. I am your host, Sunlight Cove. Co-host, introduce yourself.
Hello, hello, hello! I am a Bright Wolf. I am a small-time Twitch streamer, long-time YouTube sufferer, and right now I am about as deep-fried as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Living my best life at the resort.
Yeah, she finally has a room now. I defumed the basement and just built her a room in the resort, so now she's a part of the Sunlight Cove crew! Let's go!
Let's go! Yes. I bring my unique Australian view on this lovely little island. And what's on the docket today, my dear sir?
Yeah, today we are talking about people talking shit about SpringTrap and Dead by Daylight. But not for the reasons you might expect.
Yeah, I mean, this guy hasn't even been, like, officially released and people want to shit-talk him.
Oh, yeah,
but
obviously.
I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised. FNAF is, after all, a kids game.
Yeah.
Giant neon quotation marks.
It's a kids game. I gotta release my inner moist critical. So a lot of people in the Dead by Daylight community are shit-talking Five Nights at Freddy's for being a kids game, which I call that a bunch of hooey. It's fucking baloney. It is not a kids game.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway, so, a lot of people... Okay, let's actually talk about the DBD iteration of SpringTrap before we actually go into, you know, anything regarding, like, outside but also inside of DBD, if that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, that makes sense.
So, a lot of people are saying that the axe throwing mechanic, which... Oh boy, our video was aged very, very well, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we were kind of half right, kind of not. I mean, again, the whole leaks thing, you need to take it with, like, a whole teaspoon of salt.
Yeah.
You know?
A teaspoon? The fuck you mean? A whole mountain of salt? What are you talking about?
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Anyway, so...
Salty.
Salty? Anyway, so... a lot of people saying the fire axe throw does not fit in with SpringTrap, which I wholeheartedly agree, but here's a huge but. Anyway, I honestly think there is a special reason why SpringTrap has the axe in the first place, and that is, like, it's kind of the Silent Hill thing from back then, from back in the day. Remember that? Remember where, like, the map was the first game, Pyramid Head was the second game, and Cheryl was the third?
Yeah, that's right.
So, I'm thinking it's sort of like that, but there's no FNAF 2 involved. It's, most wanted character, a map from the first game that also includes a bit of the movie, and fan interpretation with the fire axe. Which, if that's the case, this is by far the greatest thing they could have ever done.
Yeah. One thing I do admire Scott for is he's the kind of person who doesn't want to disappoint the fans, so he wants to make everything canon, when, as a creator, he really should just stick to the story idea that he had, but also, as a creator myself, I also understand he wants, you know, he doesn't want to disappoint people, and I get it, I really do. So, when he's seen, obviously, so many, like, fan works of SpringTrap with an axe, he probably, like, it's been so ingrained within the fanon that, you know, it's just like, people would have been, like, really upset if he hadn't had a fire axe. Which, you know, fair enough.
Yeah, and I also do want to say that my SpringTrap power leaks are stupid video aged horribly. It was... Yeah. But here's the thing. Like, it's not the Kratos power like I was expecting. It's not like he throws the axe and then, you know, at mouse 2, recall it, you know. It's like... It's not like that. It's, you know... It has its own unique twist to it. And, honestly... I am very happy with how it turned out. Like, a lot of people are saying, oh, it's not thematically fitting, or it's just a worse version of Huntress, and I'm like, no. They do not play similarly at all. The only thing, as I said in my review of, I think I said this, but if I didn't, here it is. The only thing that is similar with SpringTrap and Huntress is that they both throw an axe, and that's pretty much it. And everybody's saying hatchet. It's a fucking fire axe. That shit is heavy as hell.
It's also shaped completely differently than a hatchet.
Exactly. But yet people are so used to Huntress being in the game that they just automatically default to calling it a hatchet, and I'm like, look, I get it.
Yeah.
I get, like, y'all are so used to playing as Huntress with the fire axe and everything like that. Or the fucking hatchet. I'm already mixing it up. But it's a hatchet. It's meant to be used with one hand, while on the other, the fire axe is meant to be used by two hands with a lot of strength to break down a fucking door in a burning building. That is pretty much what it's meant for. But a lot of people are like, oh no, it's just a recycled Huntress. It's a worse Huntress. Fuck him.
And arguably the fire axe feels kind of thematic because, you know, the FNAF 3 location did burn down.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it kind of makes sense that SpringTrap has an axe. Like, maybe he used it to get out of the building, or maybe he picked it up to kill the night guard at some point. I don't know.
Well, seeing how he still plays the same character in the later games, I highly doubt he killed the night guard at the end of fucking Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just, I think the people who are upset that his power is like Huntress are basically the people who wanted him to be a second Huntress.
Oh yeah.
Which is why they're also disappointed. Like, I have seen some people criticizing that, oh, you can't do cross map snipes with it, and it's just like, that's
You're not
the point.
supposed to. You're not supposed to.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to make cross hats or cross snipe whatever.
Yeah. Like, Global Huntress, I did used to respect Global Huntress, but then when Huntress and Wraith versus 8 basically made Global Huntress a pain in the ass, I acknowledge the skill, but I don't find it as impressive as I used to. Because I am so over that. Seriously, like, I'm just going on that tangent of the first 2v8. I was hearing Huntress's lullaby in my dreams. That's how often I was going against her. And then it would be followed by Wraith, ding, ding, and I'm like, what?
How are you in real life?
Yes.
How are you
I'd wake up in a panic, like, yes. Like a panic, like, I'm not playing Dead by Daylight, am I? In my sleep? Fuck!
Why am I hearing the skill check sound in my sleep?
Yeah. Jeez. Seriously, I play enough Dead by Daylight some nights, and I'm like, I have dreamed that I'm playing Dead by Daylight, and I'm just like, okay.
Why am I not further in the game? What is this bullshit?
Yes. Oh gosh.
Anyway,
but yeah, going back to SpringTrap, I actually do like the axe. Like, I thought I was going to be upset about it, and playing on the PTB against bots, well, that's kind of like going to the dentist and having teeth pulled without anesthesia. Sorry. Can you imagine? Because it's just like the bots, like, with their perfect pathing and everything, and it's just like, well,
this is frustrating.
You know. Yes.
It's like,
so the only way, like,
I feel anger right now.
Yes. But yeah, it's just like, I like it. There are a couple of changes I would personally like being, like, walking over it to pick it up. But at the same time, I would probably also make the detection bubble a little bit bigger. You know, for Killer Instinct, and maybe make it last longer. Although I think there's an add-on for that. But still, I really, really do like the power. Like, I liked it more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
And I am actually glad that it's in the game. And the security doors, so we can talk about the security doors some more as well. I think that's a really unique mechanic as well.
Oh yeah. No, it's not, because it's a recycled power from Xenomorph or Dredge. Oh my god! Like, what the fuck? Like, oh my! Just the amount of people that are saying, "Oh, this killer is basically just a recycled power generator." And I'm like, no.
Weren't they saying the same about Dracula
and Dredge for it not to be considered recycled? And
Yeah, I
his
mean,
power, this fucking fire axe power, is unique enough for away from huntress that it isn't just huntress.
yeah, I mean, arguably, Xenomorphs is just a manually controlled teleport for Demogorgon, and Demogorgon's teleport is basically similar to Dredge's locker teleport.
Oh yeah. But
Um,
not many
but
people
yeah,
just want
it's
to accept that. Like they're already talking shit about Springtrap's power and stuff. Namely, one YouTuber who
yeah,
just refused to give this chapter a chance, and now is calling
yeah.
everybody else like brainless dumbass FNAF fans who will like glaze anything that behavior does. And I'm like, dude, you didn't even give this fucking chapter a chance. All you literally
No,
just said was like the power. You really think of Springtrap when you see the fire axe? Yes, because so many fans interpreted him with one. Are you?
yeah. Look, it's people are welcome to have their own, opinions about FNAF and everything and the creator, etc., etc. But I will say, Behavior has actually been cooking with these IPs lately. Dracula, Vecna, Chucky, Kaneki, Tokyo Ghoul, I should say, and now Springtrap, FNAF. They are honestly some of the most fun games I've had in a while. Sorry. The IP chapters are actually really, really good, and some of the teased ones, like I think what's the other one that's coming between the FNAF PTB and its release?
The
Witcher, I think.
The Witcher.
Yeah, and The Walking Dead. Yeah, The Witcher. There's The Walking Dead, and I think they've also confirmed Assassin's Creed Shadows as well.
It's not coming into the game. It's going in their game, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, so, those are two other IPs that people are really excited about. And, I honestly think if Behavior can bring their original IPs up to the same level as the licensed IPs, I think they're going to start really, really cooking. The only other thing that I would recommend for Behavior to do is to just basically fix your code.
Oh yeah.
There's so much code rot and code bloat in this game that it's basically causing things to break every other game, every other day, every other patch. And some things are like breaking, getting fixed, then re-breaking, and it's just at this point it's just like
somehow come back worse.
Yeah, it's like at this point you just like the swap over to Unreal 5 was a good step. Outside of like doing a Overwatch 2, I don't know what else they can do because yeah.
Dead by Daylight 2, it's the same game but worse.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not Dead by Daylight related, but like, oh my god, I fucking hate Overwatch 2 with a passion. Like a lot of people are saying like, oh my god, I agree with a lot of people who say it's just Overwatch 1 with like a new coat of paint. Because I never played the original Overwatch, but as far as I can tell, it's literally just the same game but with missing, pieces to it. Like no, and they literally brought back loot boxes from the first game just to keep their, player base going with Marvel Rivals. But unlike a lot of people who keep saying, "Oh my God, Dead by Daylight needs a Marvel Rivals level game for it to be good again," I'm like, no, it doesn't. And plus, many games have tried, like Friday the 13th. That's one thing. Friday the 13th was never going to be the Dead by Daylight killer, especially since, we now know what gun media was going to be like. They did not give a shit about Friday the 13th, nor did they give a shit about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Two of these games were not going to be the Dead by Daylight killer, just like VHS wasn't going to be the Dead by Daylight killer when I'm just so tired of hearing that Dead by Daylight needs, a Marvel Rivals level game to kill this game when many others have tried but all have failed.
Yeah, yeah. I think I said it in the last Hot Takes video, or maybe I said it somewhere else, but the reason why Dead by Daylight has staying power is because it's its own thing first. It didn't have an IP, like established IP to like basically just anchor itself to.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's another
but,
thing that
but
I
yeah,
hate with some ASIM games is that they always go for the popular choice in like media. Like, oh yeah, if what if that license got a game and they can play as those characters, they automatically get fucked over with that because they're just locked into that
yeah,
IP. And if they have very limited characters, that game's not going to last long. But Dead by Daylight was an original IP first, even though some of the characters were inspirations from other horror media like Trapper, Jason, Hillbilly,
Bubba,
Leatherface, Bubba,
yeah.
Wraith. I don't even know who the fuck he's supposed to be inspired by. Maybe that is
Uh,
his own character. And
I think Wraith is his own thing.
yeah, and fucking
Yeah,
like there was gonna be like an original Michael Myers before he got added into the game. Like they
yeah,
were an original thing first before all this license stuff came into the game. And with other quote unquote Dead by Daylight killers like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th, which apparently is making a comeback. I don't know anything about that. And with all these other games, VHS, in my honest opinion, had the most fucking what's the word? Most
potential.
potential. Yes, thank you. The most potential to actually be a Dead by Daylight killer if they did all the steps right. Now, maybe I might be going a little too far up ahead. Maybe a little too far. I'm not sure, but VHS had the most potential. They all fell. Dead by Daylight is still rising to this day, and the fact that nobody else sees that we are so much better off with behavior than gun media, it's so baffling to me. I know we've gone way off topic, but I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. That's fair. That's completely 100% fair indeed. Behavior is actually taking steps to listen to their fans more. And by listening to the fans, I'm hoping that they are, they're not just going to immediately jump to like certain conclusions like they have in the past.
Oh yeah.
And that they actually do, yeah. So
like
to get back on topic,
level gut to like some of the killers.
Oh yeah. Oh god. I'm
like
terrified.
A skull merchant level gut to SpringTrap. That would be horrendous.
No, I'm terrified. I'm terrified they're going to do that to my baby Legion. I don't want them to do that.
Legion already, no offense, but Legion already sucks. They're not going to gut Legion. If anything, they might give him a bunch of buffs.
No, I mean, don't you know Legion is oppressive because it's a mending simulator?
Oh, but mechanic, it's just...
Yeah. But yeah, to go back to SpringTrap, because we went on quite a tangent there.
Yeah.
So
this
what do you think of
20 minutes long, damn.
Shit! So, what do you think of the security doors and the cameras and that type of gameplay?
I really, really, really like the security doors. Just the fact that SpringTrap gets free mobility around the map very quickly, and the fact that it's not really too oppressive. Like he's not like Demogorgon or Dredge, where they like immediately teleport to that one area. Sure, yes, that is the case to some extent. Like with Demogorgon, like you get a cool animation and then you pop out the other side. But to an extent, Demogorgons is a lot faster than SpringTrap. Jesus.
Yeah.
Demogorgons is a lot faster than SpringTrap, so you can kind of like still fuck over survivors in that extent. But SpringTrap's on the other hand, his is so the correct speed it should be, that it doesn't feel oppressive when you cut off survivors with using the doors, which I've not seen anybody do that. I hope they don't do that.
Yeah, no.
And with the survivors animation being a lot slower than SpringTrap's, you kind of have that window of opportunity where, even if by accident, you can still, like, win the game, technically. Because if a survivor, since the animation is so long, you can walk in, grab a survivor, pop back out, and hook the bitch. But apparently, according to according to that one YouTuber, the doors buff the survivors because of the security camera. Now, a thing you mentioned in the Discord server about being able to see the fucker through the walls, that might be a bug.
Yeah.
There is no way that is an intended feature. Because Singularity
Yeah,
didn't have that shit.
Yeah, no, I am convinced that it is a bug. I am hoping that it is addressed before launch, because otherwise, in a coordinated team of survivors or a Swift on comms, all they need to do is just have someone sit on a door
Oh
and at the
yeah.
camera, and then like SpringTrap has just revealed the entire game.
But even then, that's a
Um,
little less reliable because the doors do run out of power, which I'm very thankful they
yeah,
did
that's
that.
true.
Because
I still
like
have
it's
a little bit
very
more
useless to the
testing.
bots because it always shuts the damn thing off. They drain the power.
Oh yeah, the bots just using the camera. Like I think they just flip between them to between the cameras. It's really funny. But yeah, the only thing I would do is personally what I would do is make it obvious which doors the survivors are using. I haven't tested it, so I don't know if Springtrap, when he enters a door, will automatically like teleport to a door or with a camera that's being used by a survivor.
No, he won't.
Yeah, no. But
Because
I would actually
that would be
like.
dumb as fuck. Like why would like, yeah, sure, it automatically happens when you walk into the survivor while he's in the office, but like, you know, if they're using a camera, that'd just be broken. Like, why would you like walk
Yeah,
in and then
that's true.
immediately teleport to someone using a camera? That is stupid. Not even like
Yeah,
the
that is.
original Five Nights at Freddy's did that.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's just like a hypothetical, like an adjustment that I would consider,
Oh yeah,
even if
yeah.
it is a little bit broken. It's kind of like what I was saying earlier about the dome around the fire axe being a little bit bigger, especially around like some of the bigger like jungle gyms.
And to be frank, I think the range of the axe should be thrown a little bit further, just a little bit, not
Yeah.
like huntress level far, because that would just be
Yeah, no, no,
fucking
no, not
ridiculous.
yeah, definitely not. Yeah, not Huntress level far, but it should be further than what it is.
Yeah, it should
But
be
you
a
know,
little further. Like you shouldn't be like right on the survivor's ass to use it, but in the same sense, you don't need to be
yeah,
like halfway across the map to throw it. Like that's
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah. Like yeah, no, like as long as you can like maybe like hit someone on the other side of like a decently sized loop or something, I think that'd be fair enough.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I really like the doors as well. I love the traversal. Again, my only biggest complaint is that outside of the whole reveal mechanic, again with the bugness through the walls, um, I think there's the problem with old Sadako again is that there's no real incentive to interact with the doors.
Yeah, oh, yeah, no. Because if they had kept the whole like, oh, you could reveal through walls thing, that would definitely give survivors the incentive to use the cameras for the complete wrong reason.
Exactly.
Because like,
Because
and
sorry, you go.
honestly, I like no, you're fine. But honestly, with a certain like with another YouTuber who made a pretty decently good video with a bunch of good points, which you know their audience might have, excuse me, her audience might have taken the wrong way. But what she basically said was, you know, he's not bad, but just the fact that there is so many like factors, like the camera being able to reveal him through walls, the axe feeling sluggish to use at times, and stuff like that. It kind of
Yeah.
like brings the hype down because a lot of people were expecting, oh, phantom, like he can use phantoms, which is the dumbest shit I have ever heard. I will die on that
yeah.
hill. That is the dumbest shit I have ever heard. Because the
Yeah,
thing
no,
is, the phantoms aren't a physical presence that he can control. It's literally just the figment of the Night Guard's imagination in FNAF 3.
yeah. The way how I've seen people suggest it, and I did come across this myself, or as a thought, I should say, was I did see people saying that Springtrap could, send out the phantoms to patrol, like, the guards for the night, and I'm just like, okay, so people... And I've seen this as people, like, suggesting this as the alternative power, as you just said, and it's just like, okay, so people are pissed off that he's basically a discount huntress, but now they want him to be basically Knight with a different skin.
They wanted him to be a discount knight. Like there is no power in the history of the fan alternative except that power concept that a lot of people are saying was quote unquote miles better. It wasn't. It literally just sounds like the most basic bitch power in the world. It didn't include anything
Yeah.
for Five Nights at Freddy. All it did was basically just turn him into Ghostface, where he can just go undetectable and just jump scare the survivors. Which
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck were you supposed to do with that.
Yeah,
Like,
no, like I like the way how they've incorporated the jump scares. So that actually below what's the word? Segues into what I was going to say next is how do you feel about the fire axe grab jump scare
oh, I love it.
and
I
all the jump
fucking love
scares?
it.
Yeah,
The fire.
same.
Okay, the fire axe. The fire axe jump scare is by far the most useful thing for the killer, because not only does it feel rewarding for, A, hitting the survivor with the axe with how heavy the fire axe is, and B, actually getting close enough to the survivor without getting stunned 1,000 times to grab the axe and hook them. That is a really good risk reward thing for the killer, because you risk missing the axe, but the AoE thing gives you killer instinct on the survivor, so it can kind of tell you where the survivor is. Which, honestly, I don't know how I feel about that. That particularly, it's a good mechanic. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely very good for an anti loop tool, but I feel it's more or less useless outside of it just being an anti loop tool. You can't
Yeah,
lock down a certain area if it's like way too fucking big, and plus the AoE effect kind of disappears after a while.
yeah, it doesn't last long enough, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, so we looking at the alternatives here, making the AoE last a bit longer and, like you suggested, a bit bigger. I think that would perfectly like encapsulate, the fire axe being useful outside of just an anti-loop tool. But
Hmm.
back to grabbing the axe from the survivor, I really like that idea. It makes me wish they did something like that with the twins, where Charlotte can grab
Yeah,
Victor and Charlotte can grab the survivor, Victor can jump back in, and you know Charlotte can grab them. But I can kind of understand why they didn't do that, because A, twins is already a fucking buggy mess and like a nightmare for the
yeah,
code in general, and B, I don't know, people would just be calling Springtrap a discount twins if they did that too. So
yeah. Like I've always liked the idea of Victor being able to drag survivors a little bit, like not
kind of like
far, but a
Snug.
little bit. Yeah, and that was an idea I had before Houndmaster. So,
Yeah, you predicted Poundmaster confirmed. Uh,
oh gosh,
the
but yeah,
his Yeah, I really like
so
how
the
you can
jump,
like automatically grab the axe, and well, not grab the axe, automatically like grab the survivor, kind of like Wesker in a sense, where if they're injured, you can
yeah,
literally just automatically pick them up. But the office
yeah,
jump
yeah.
scare though, I really
It's
like that, but they need to be very, very, very careful with how they interpret that in the base game, because
mm,
as far as I know, I think the window for the survivor being able to walk inside the door while Springtrap is right behind them is a bit too big. I think if a survivor
yeah,
uses the door, it should have like a, wait time, which obviously it isn't going to
yeah,
help them because the animation is still too damn long. So
yeah,
there should be like a little delay before Springtrap can enter the room. But then
yeah. Like
again,
the
if they were to add
portals
that
on
delay, you
Vecna's
would
map.
never see the jump scare in the first place.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And it's like the whole thing. It's like you take the risk of running into Springtrap every time you use the doors to teleport as well,
Kind of like a
because
sawdust
you
thing,
never
yeah.
know when. Yeah, and I think it's an interesting mechanic as well that survivors can use it. It's like they've taken a mechanic idea from the Halloween events and just added it to a killer. I actually think it is unique. They promise something unique, and we have a unique skill or a unique power. But
Yeah,
obviously obviously the doors were not enough, because anything else they'd add to Springtrap as a power would just be like, well, what do you add to him? Like he's got his doors, but he can't teleport them.
yeah.
Teleport to them like Sadako or Dredge or anything like that kind of thing.
Honestly, excuse me. I was actually like, I kind of like, I didn't, announce this, but I kind of predicted that, when Springtrap opens the doors, like he would use the doors, and it would be like 8 xenomorphs tunnels, except it would be the halls of Bazbear sprites, and he can just walk to the door he wants at super fucking
Yeah.
speed. And it's kind of like that, except it's a big empty area with the checkered floor, which honestly I don't know how I feel about that. I really feel like they should like add a little more detail to that area. But as far as I know, it's perfectly fine where it is. I like it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like how
You also
you're
have to
not
think-
just locked into trying to teleport. You can actually just leave the door.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. I like the potential for mind games as well. The only thing I do have a potential nitpick with the doors, outside of how long it takes for them to recharge, is you can potentially use them to hook camp as well.
Oh
But
yeah. But
cause
actually no, because I don't know if I don't know if you were the one that got like face camped by me, but I
no, that wasn't.
okay. Well, my friend and I were like sitting. I was sitting in the door, and it's just like, oh yeah, I could potentially face camp. But since the door is so close to the hook, it would count as a face camp thing, so the meter would like
Yeah,
still go
yeah.
up
No,
regardless. So.
I was like thinking about, like using, like teleporting away using a door and then teleporting back because you get the undetectable as well.
Yeah, you could still do that. It's just
Yeah.
it's not. It's like dredge. It's not a good idea to camp in a locker.
Yeah, yeah, no. But speaking of the undetectable, my boy Springtrap gets like 20 seconds of undetectable, which feels a little too strong, but also like also thematically perfect. But Sadako gets nothing. She gets like what, 1 second, 2 seconds
Yeah,
after she teleports through her freight train TVs.
I think yeah, I think Springtrap's undetectable needs to be nerfed slightly to where it's not so damn long and you can't increase it with an add-on.
I'd go 15 seconds max, but
15
maybe 10
seconds, that
seconds
sounds
is
good.
probably the best. Yeah.
Uh,
10 seconds at the lowest, 15 at the biggest, I'd say.
We've talked about our opinions of the character. Now let's go on to the whole reason this episode was made, and it's talking about people shitting on Springtrap for not being thematically correct, or he doesn't fit in the game because of him being a discount huntress. Let's actually go into more in depth about him being just a xenomorph.
FNAF is the kids franchise.
Oh yeah. I actually kind of want to go more in depth with the whole he's just a discount huntress argument, because a lot of people, like Minskull included, actually took the time to map out the trajectory of how far his axe actually goes, and basically prove to a lot of people that he's not just a discount huntress. But this is the Dead by Daylight community. Nobody fucking listens, so.
Yeah, no. Everyone's way too into into their own bullshit. Us included.
Us included. But here, we actually, we're actually speaking we're actually speaking with the people who are, like, debunking this bullshit, not the other side.
Yes.
Which is kind of cringy. But anyway,
yes.
Going into more in depth about him being just a discount huntress. I mean, the fire axe is way too heavy to be considered a hatchet throw from the huntress, and his power dynamic is extremely different from the huntress, because the huntress, when she has an add-on that runs, she has an iridescent add-on that when she runs out of hatchets, she becomes slightly faster until she reloads those hatchets. But with Springtrap, you could throw the axe and he becomes faster, base kit. And with the AoE effect and being able to actually recall your axe so you never have to waste time reloading from the locker, it automatically disproves that he's just a discount huntress. And going back to the fire axe, the axe is so heavy that you can throw it over a loop and it will just fall on the other side just as quickly. And with
Oh
the
yeah.
Freddy hat and with the Freddy's hat add-on, with it being like 100% heavier, that shit's like almost instant. You throw it, boom, right onto a survivor.
Oh yeah. If you were like undetectable or something like that, it's just like you'd like be jump scaring people.
Oh yeah, obviously. You're going to be jump scaring people left and right at this point. But here's the thing. You know, despite all these clear differences from Huntress and SpringTrap, people just don't like to listen. So, yeah, like, and plus this one guy just said, like, why are you, like, praising mediocrity? And fuck that guy, by the way. I do not like his content. His voice is so damn annoying. But, like, he's like, why do you praise mediocrity? Motherfucker. Like, this argument is going to span throughout every licensed killer through the rest of this game's lifetime. People were already saying, people with Dracula actually were saying that he was just Chucky, Pyramid Head, and Dredge combined, I think. Yeah. They were just saying that Dracula, Dredge, and Pyramid Head, or fucking Chucky, Dredge, and Pyramid Head, son of a bitch. It just all combined into one power, and that's a stupid argument to me. Just like how Xenomorph was basically Nemomorph. Like a Nemesis Xenomorph because of the whip and the tail attack being going over, loops. And now people are just saying, oh, he's a discount Huntress. I'm like, we've heard this argument many times before. It's not a good argument. They're all unique in their own way. But with SpringTrap, it's even more prominent because of how big this chapter is and how anticipated this chapter is. So when I hear that someone says SpringTrap is just a discount Huntress, I'm like, did you even play the character? Their playstyles are drastically different from each other, and the Fire Axe is honestly more useful than a Huntress hatchet. I'm saying that straight up. And the only reason why I say that is because one of the most useful aesthetics to the Huntress is locked behind an iridescent add-on, and that's the iridescent head add-on where she insta-downs the survivors, but it's only one, hatchet.
Yeah. Yeah, I have also seen some people calling SpringTrap's power basically Huntress rework or Huntress retool, and I'm just like, how?
Yeah.
And it's just like, in the spirit of the comment, I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, it's like Huntress is still really unique for what she does. She throws hatchets.
Yeah.
With the right add-ons, and even before some of her buffs, she was like machine gun Huntress
or sniper Huntress.
Or sniper Huntress, yeah.
Machine gun makes more trickster than Huntress, but
yeah, true. But you know what I mean? It's just like, because Huntress, with the right add-ons, she almost had no cooldown and no slowdown while she was holding her hatchets. So she could like literally chase you across Yamaoka from one end to the other, and like miss nearly every single one of her hatchets, and she would not lose ground on you.
Oh yeah. And I don't know where in God's name did the comparison to Unknown come from. I don't know. Wait, is it the Fire Axe that it came from? I've heard someone say, like, oh yeah, he's basically just a worse Unknown. And I'm like, no?
What?
Unknown is way too
I guess maybe the AoE, maybe? That's
not
what
even
I'm
the
thinking.
AoE. The AoE is far more useful for SpringTrap than Unknown. Like, because both AoEs can go through walls, but one lasts several minutes longer than, the other, and one damages the survivor while the other reveals their location through killer instinct. So, they're not even comparable that way. And, with this whole, like, oh, he's just another Xenomorph thing. No, he's not. He's not just another Xenomorph. He's not just another Dredge either. Like, they take very specific powers from different killers that are unique to them, and just say, oh yeah, he's just a discount version of that, or a quote unquote worse version of that. I'd argue he's a better version of Xenomorph or Huntress. Sue me, I don't give a damn. His add-ons, kind of like Michael Myers, change up his playstyle, so it's not just Huntress or Dredge. It can be basically his own character through add-ons. Fun add-ons, might I add.
I mean, I could also say that, Wesker is basically a slightly better version of Blight. But if I say that, I will get attacked by both Wesker mains and Blight mains. Because, how dare I, insult...
or that other guy. Anyway.
But yeah, it's just... I don't know. I think people just get so tribalistic about all this bullshit. And, again, it's like... They are willing to... What's the word? Criticize new things or recontextualize. That's probably not the word I'm looking for, but it's just like the Stockholm syndrome. That's what I'm looking for. Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, Stockholm syndrome into accepting powers like bullshit powers like Nurse, Blight, Hillbilly to an extent, Spirit, even Wesker, and a couple of other powers as well. But the moment that they add something that's slightly different, like Kaneki or Dracula, Vecna, and now SpringTrap, and people will just for whatever reason, will break the Stockholm. Or no, defend the Stockholm, I should say.
Yeah.
In just they'll just go to war to protect, to fight against these new powers and new killers and abilities, saying, oh, it's just a better version of this. But then the moment you say, well, then maybe that means the original needs to be changed or nerfed or looked at again, and then they're like, no, that actually takes skill to, certain skill, blah, blah, blah. Again, to go back to Kaneki, is that I legitimately saw people saying that Nurse and Blight take, brain cells to play and to, and to play against. But then, they would turn around and say Kaneki is brain dead, but Kaneki, gets cucked over by the environment so much. Way more than frickin' Blight, who can just, rebound off them, and then Nurse basically ignores, 90% of the map.
I'd argue, Kaneki's on par with Hillbilly with how fucked over he gets on maps.
I mean, I'm not saying that, Blight and Nurse can't get fucked over as well, but,
Yeah.
Kaneki's like a slingshot. He will get stuck on items if he's not, if he's too close.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all the time we have in this podcast. I don't want this to be 2 hours long. So
yeah, you have to do all the editing.
I hope you enjoy your new room. I hope you enjoy talking about this with me.
Yes, I enjoyed it. We did get a little bit off topic. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, sorry about that. If you're wanting to skip half of me ranting about behavior in gun media, it's fine. I understand. But
timestamps will be in the description.
Hopefully. Anyway, if I remember. Anyway, that's going to be it for this podcast episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, stay awesome. Bye-bye!
Bye!